Hi there, Jeffrey Rhoades from Experimental Homesteader, Exotic Gardening, and Sheri and Richerson.com. Well, another day of work is done. And today is the 75th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. It was June 6th, 1944. It was the largest amphibious invasion. It was the United States and Great Britain and all of its allies, and some forces from France invading the coast of France to drive the Germans out. It was a rather bloody mess. There were 5 beachheads, or 5 beachheads that were being attempted. Omaha, wow, going blank again. Okay. So, Gold, Sword, Juneau, Omaha, and Utah were the names of the beaches. Omaha and Utah were the American beach heads, and Omaha was really the worst of the bunch. Part of it was the fact that the commander in charge of the defenses of the beaches was Erwin Rommel. He came to fame during World War II, leading the Africa Corps in Africa. It was German troops under his command going up against Bernard Montgomery of the British. Rommel was brilliant tactically. He won a number of battles, even against superior odds. Montgomery finally basically defeated the Africa Corps with overwhelming odds, but Rommel had been removed from his command there and placed in command of the defenses along the French coast, because they figured the Allies were going to invade at some point. They of course thought that they were going to invade at Pas de Calais. Yeah. I'm having a bad day. Basically, they were expecting it up the coast, in a slightly more reasonable location. The Allies had other plans. Rommel basically figured they were going to invade along the coast of Normandy, rather than at Pas de Calais. He just had the timing wrong. He was off by a little bit, and so he wasn't actually present when the invasion began. He also had not been able to get some of the supplies and reinforcements that he was requesting to beef up defenses there. He had also wanted to place a panzer division on the beaches themselves, basically dig them in, put tanks right there on the coast. Instead, the panzer division was placed in a rear location so that it could be moved rapidly wherever the invasion took place, because basically the German High Command didn't think that it was going to happen at Normandy, so they wanted the panzers where they could be moved to reinforce Pas-de-Calais when the invasion occurred there. When the invasion occurred and the call went out for the reinforcements, the panzers were under the direct release of Adolf Hitler. Only Hitler could release them to be moved, and Hitler had taken a sleeping pill and gone to sleep, and no one wanted to wake him up. So it was hours before the Panzer Division was released and allowed to reinforce the troops at the beaches. By then, the Allies had established a beachhead. Rommel knew that was the challenge. You know, if he'd been able to keep the Allies off the beaches and keep them from gaining a beachhead, he'd have been able to win the battle. But once a beachhead was established, it was over. You know, but it was a massive undertaking by the Allies. It was some amazing subterfuge as well to keep the Germans from discovering just exactly how massive the invasion was going to be, and to keep them off guard as to where it was going to occur. So it but it was the more or less the turning point of the war, and led to the eventual surrender of Germany. And there are a couple of really good movies regarding the D-Day invasion. One is a John Wayne movie called The Longest Day. It's actually got an all-star cast, and is a fairly long movie. The other one is a more recent Tom Hanks, Saving Private Ryan, which is also a fairly long movie, and is excellent. The Longest Day basically deals with the couple of days before the invasion, and more or less the invasion itself. Saving Private Ryan starts with the invasion, gives you a glimpse of what it was like on the beaches, but then it moves on to the aftermath of the invasion, because one of the issues was before the invasion, during the night, they sent airborne troops in to take some key locations to prevent reinforcements from being able to come up to the beachheads, and to keep the Germans distracted through the night. And then it was a matter of, in the days following, linking up with those airborne units, you know, before they were completely wiped out. Because the airborne units were a lighter armed, not as strong of combat units. So, you know, we needed the beachhead break through, get the full strength units up and linked up to the airborne, and it took some time to do that. And Saving Private Ryan goes into basically trying to find some of those airborne units, at least, you know, one unit in particular, a specific soldier, because when the airborne dropped, they got scattered everywhere. The winds played havoc with them, and they hit places that they weren't supposed to be. The longest day takes that, shows a lot of that, the paratroopers going in. The one unit wound up coming down in town, in one of the towns, and just wound up getting slaughtered. And it just, they did their jobs, but they took heavy casualties in doing so. We took heavy casualties doing the invasion, especially on Omaha Beach. But it's been 75 years now, and it's it's one of those things that I've done quite a bit of studying of, and wanted to say something about it, and pay my respects to the individuals who were involved in that whole ordeal. So anyways, I think that's going to do it for today. So please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below, and we will see you again tomorrow. Have a great evening.